Are you serious? Are you serious? I have a very, very urgent report that I want to share with you. NATO troops face to face with Russia's nuclear missiles deep inside of Europe. Hundreds of NATO troops, it's being reported, will come face to face with Russia's nuclear weapons when Vladimir Putin completes the transfer of a terrifying arsenal of missiles to an enclave deep inside Europe. Moscow has confirmed the army is in the process currently moving the nuclear-capable Iskander-M missiles into Kaliningrad, bordering, of course, Poland and Lithuania. At the same time, there's 650 British troops, we understand, are being deployed to Eastern Europe to repel Russia's expanding dominance in the region. The Kremlin said in a statement they are being stationed in the Russian enclave as part of a military training of the Russian armed forces. This move is being interpreted in the West as a retaliation to increase activity by NATO along the border with Russia. Vladimir Putin's actions will also increase pressure on NATO members to increase their contributions to European defenses. Lithuania, who is neighboring Kaliningrad and a member of NATO, has said the government will protest to Moscow, while Germany and Poland are also expected to react angrily to the missile deployment, particularly as the Iskander-M missiles can hit targets 450 miles away, putting the German capital of Berlin in its range. This is getting very serious, folks, as we're not just talking saber rattling. We're not talking about just nuclear imminent war threats and drills for the general population to figure out where their bomb shelters are. What I'm telling you is that there is strategic assets being moved and put in position to where an offensive could be launched that could break loose World War III, and I'm talking Europe here. And with Putin getting an agreement with Erdogan there out of Turkey, and securing his own 2 bases, air bases in Syria, and with the help of Turkey, Putin is getting himself in position to where if he wants to make a run at the NATO nations and European dominance, he is getting the assets that he needs specifically put in place where he could make this run. How many times will the Obama administration poke the bear? How many times will Obama think he's playing checkers when Putin is truly playing world-class chess? Let me just read a little more. NATO is readying a fast reaction force. They see what Putin's doing, so they're getting together a real fast reaction force of several thousand troops in east of Europe alongside Britain's commitment to an additional 650 soldiers. Around 500 will be based in Estonia, while 150 will be stationed in Estonia. What is that? 650 soldiers, British, that's all you're going to send? That is a token of what's needed to hold back a Russian invasion if they launch it. British Defense Secretary Sir Michael Fallon warned on Sunday the world was seeing a much more aggressive Russia. And he said, we hope Russia would become a partner to us in the West, but clearly Russia's decided to become a competitor. Well, part of that is because they weren't asked to come to the dance. And after the Obama administration decided to completely cause chaos in the Middle East, in the fall of Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Yemen, and the destruction basically of most of Iraq and Syria by ISIS, which John F. Kerry said in a bunker in Damascus that the United States watched them do it, hoping ISIS would take Assad out of power. The United States was not worried about the people there living under Sharia law. They wanted to be sure the Russians didn't control the Middle East position and the oil. But by sitting back and doing nothing, That's exactly what the Russians have done. They've intervened. They stopped Obama's Arab Spring, exactly like the Bible said would happen in Daniel chapter 11, 41 through 45. Tidings from the east and from the north troubled him, held him back. Let me read on. There's more to this report. Now, Poland and Lithuania and Estonia have all expressed concern that Russia has deployed nuclear-capable Iskander-M missiles to a strategic outpost in Kaliningrad. The missiles, which have a range of over 500 kilometers, will be housed in the Russian enclave that is sandwiched between Poland and Lithuania, according to the reports I have. I'm going to show you a map of where Kaliningrad is in Europe. Let me put this map up here for you. There, encircled in red, is Kaliningrad. First of all, right here, this is the Baltic Sea, all right? Of course, you can see there is Latvia, there's Lithuania, here's Poland, and here's Germany, okay? Kaliningrad is right there. It's and it's only this little sliver of land is controlled by Russia, even though Russia's not there. I mean, here's France, Czech Republic, where Stephen Ben-Noon is. That's why he's always a little nervous. Okay? So here's Denmark. So what you have here is Latvia and Lithuania and Poland and Estonia. You can't see Estonia, but it's there as well around the corner. But right there's Kaliningrad. And Russia has all of its nuclear subs setting right here in this Baltic Sea. All right? And so, and Russia's building up now these nuclear missiles, these Iskander-M missiles that are nuclear are setting right in here with nuclear subs that they can send out. Plus, they got a lot of troops here. So if they wanted to launch an offensive attack, they could take Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and make a dent in Poland and make a run at Berlin. Okay? And even Prague, down here where Stephen Ben-Noon is, has to be sweating bullets. This is why you'll hear this, the tone of voice from Stephen Ben-Noon. His concern, though, is not as much about, he's more upset about how America has been treating Russia, causing the Russian aggression. The American propaganda will say, no, it's the Russian aggression is why NATO nations are nervous and why the United States is. But folks, we can go back a few years and find out exactly how the United States have, under the Obama administration, have really broke down the relationship between the United States and Russia. You think I'm telling? Listen, when Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those walls, Russia did, and came to Glasnost with Gorbachev and Reagan. We know that even Bill Clinton didn't do anything to hinder the relationship with Russia. And when George W. Bush was in power, he and Putin got along just fine. Matter of fact, Putin spent some time down at the ranch in Texas having a barbecue. It's not until the Obama administration and their 8 years of literally poking the bear in the eye and trying to create world dominance through a globalization doctrine. Putin is not a globalist. He's a nationalist. He's a KGB. He believes in Mother Russia. Trump is the same way. He's a nationalist. He believes in the United States. Strong countries. Clinton is a globalist. She's part of this New World Order agenda of globalization in the United Nations. So this is what you're seeing play out right now. And you need to be nervous and you need to be praying about what's going on. So let me finish here. Kaliningrad, which is separate from the Russian mainland and on the Baltic Sea, houses dozens of warships and submarines, land troops, and a naval brigade and 2 military air bases. Commanders fear that in a conflict, Russia's significant military buildup in the area could hinder attempts by NATO to reach the Baltic states and northeastern Poland. In other words, Russia could cut them off. NATO couldn't save them. They would all fall into the hands of Russia. And folks, I'm going to tell you now, Russia could pull that off in 6 weeks. They could cut that off so fast. According to the Express out of the UK, they revealed earlier this year how 40-mile stretch of land there in the northeast Poland could be the Achilles heel in Europe's border with Russia, and it could exploit to launch an invasion. This 40-mile wide gap is the only link between Poland and the Baltic states. But the area is surrounded by Russian province of Kaliningrad to the north, and of course the Kremlin-friendly Belarus to the south. NATO commanders have expressed concerns if Moscow's forces seize the thinner slither of land, the three Baltic states, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, would be left isolated and helpless to a Russian invasion. Folks, this is dangerous times. That's why this talk of World War III and nuclear war is imminent. This isn't good conversation. But more than that, more than just the rhetoric, more than the propaganda from both sides, more than the saber rattling, the strategic positioning that Russia is making and that the NATO countries are not responding to should be a bigger indication of a potential nuclear confrontation than anything else. This is a dangerous time, and the next president of the United States will need to know how to communicate and to cooperate and to negotiate with Vladimir Putin of Russia. Are you saved? You better give your life to Jesus Christ, because the Bible said there would be wars and rumors of wars. Send this video around everywhere. I got a lot more information, and I'll be bringing that information to you. I won't be putting links down because none of this is in links. This is information that we're receiving. You will need to make a decision where you stand with Christ. He's coming soon. I'll be back with more in just a moment. Are you serious?